Yes. What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to The Den. If you are not familiar with The Den is where we share uncensored opinions amongst friends. We're all friends in The Den. Pardon my tardiness. Had a small, I guess that's the best way to identify it, a small problem to take care of. And, yeah. On top of that, not being able to find my fucking keys afterwards. So, but again, welcome to The Den. I am your host, Honcho. We're going to talk about this evening, is the ideal body image a myth? So I hope you're all doing well on this Super Sunday. I hope that you're all having a good evening. So, as we venture forward into tonight's topic, before we dive in too deep, I won't say deep. We don't ever get too deep. We talk moderately about certain things, but I don't think we ever just get super deep into too many things. But because again, most of the stuff, it's opinion. It's kind of following along the thought process. Let's see, we have joining us this evening. I see McVice. I see Mr. Rabbit. I see the Baker Man, Roscoe, Heidi. I hope you all are doing well this evening. Dominic, what's the motherfucking deal? I gave you power. Super Sunday. I'll take Sundays over soup. No, soup can be pretty good. Depends on the weather, the temperature. See, UCFJ was shot at South Sports and sending a new video. Okay, I'll have to tune. I've never seen any of UCS videos, so I'll take a look at it and see what's going down with that. First, we got to ask what ass means. Well, if you deeply concentrate the outer spirits of the realm that control you, the alien overlords, if you will, that control the stars and the planets that align, that cause the induction into your emotions, that redirect the energy into your life force. I don't know. I mean, let's see. Cootie, yes. We ain't talking sports right now, so I don't even worry about none of that right now. But body image, I kind of want to go into what that is, and I kind of want to get into, what I mean. Is it a myth or not? Because when you think of body image, you kind of think that each person has a specific vision of how they see themselves or what they want to be or how they, want to visualize themselves. And one of those things, again, could be, the ultimate goal. Some people don't have a visual goal of how they want to see themselves. Some people don't think about things like that. But I think you should. I think if you are anybody who is on some type of weight loss journey, or if you're on some type of bodybuilding or exercise journey, well, I guess you should have some type of visualization, some type of goal as to what you want to achieve, where you want to be. And it's your own goal, because society can tell you, you got to look like, I don't know, whomever, whatever person is in good shape. Somebody might say, hey, you got to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Some people may say, if you're a woman, you got to look like, I don't know. I don't really know any actresses. I'm horrible with actresses. It just kind of is what it is. But whatever. I'm trying to think of a skinny actress, and and that might not be the thing. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to go and get on the whole fat acceptance video trend thing. And yeah, because yoga was made for small Indian teens. It wasn't built for your American body. No, we're not going to do that. That's foolishness. But you should have a realistic expectation for yourself, or a goal that you would like to set. And it doesn't have to necessarily be realistic. It can be whatever you want to, because the only way you get there is by having the idea in mind. You know, we've seen lots of stories of people who go from overweight to, I don't know if you just call, you know, being muscle bound great shape, but you see people get fit. You see people become much healthier. The guy that I've watched quite a bit over the years, David Goggins. You know, he tells this story about how he was basically, you know, 300-some pounds. He was spraying for roaches, and next thing you know, he goes through a couple of hell weeks to do some other things. Now, he's in incredibly great shape, but doesn't necessarily mean that you're always healthy, because he damn near killed himself trying to get into that shape. So that's not always the ultimate goal, because, you know, you can look one way on the outside, be you know, rotten on the inside, but, you know, maybe look like a, what's the statue, Michelangelo or something. So my thing is, you just have to know. And again, it's not about taking shortcuts to get there. But we talk about body image, and we're talking about ideal. And is it a myth? And I guess it depends on whose ideal it is. But I think that no matter where you get in life, you'll always want better. So I don't think that there's ever going to be that ultimate perfect physique. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be happy with how you look. I won't say that you can't be happy with what you're physically capable of doing. But I think it's just human nature to always want more, to always want better. Because, I mean, you know, you're striving forward. I mean, you should be always trying to strive forward to improve in some manner, some facet of your life daily, whether it be, you know, physical, spiritual, knowledge, whatever it may be that you're seeking intellectually. You should always be focused on something better than you were the day before. Booty tea. What is going on? I'm sick right now to drink this booty tasting tea. So my question is, one, what is the ideal tasting tea if you're sick? And then two, how are you familiar with the taste of booty? There's that. Now, you don't want to look like Nicki Minaj. She's trash. Naked, just cowboy boots and cowboy hat, totally drunk, shooting a gun in the sky. Well, I think some people may find that ideal. That's cool. Third Hey Co Sports. Kate Moss is the prototype skinny. I can't even tell you what she looks like, so I don't know. Again, I don't really. Again, I'll tell you, I'm not really into the skinny bag. Maybe they'll tell you you're supposed to look like, because like Texans cheerleaders are skinny to me, you know. So there's that. Earl Grey is good. Earl Grey is cool. You know, nothing wrong with a little Earl Grey. I got some Honcho black tea. That's what I'm gonna start selling. Honcho black tea. You just start telling women it'll make them lose weight without ever having to go to the gym, and then you'll become a #1 bestseller till you get exposed and sent to jail for fraud, because this tea cannot prove any of the claims that it's made. It's not ideal for your ideal body image. So my thing is, you have to, what kind of tea technology I'm offering? Well, this is advanced 2020 Bibble tea. You know, this is a tea from the future, from the legendary Brazilian Bibble plant. You know, it's very rare. Only I have the connection to it. Only I have the plug to it. You can't get it anywhere else. You know, the Bibble plant has been known to cure everything and immediately evaporate fat off of the unwanted areas by simply drinking this tea 3 times a day and shitting an outrageous amount. You will lose weight. You know, tea, water, fast for 7 days along with this tea. You will be A1. No, I'm not telling you to do that. But the optimal tea technology. But yeah, Brazil has got some very interesting stuff on. They got the Brazilian Trump going down. I saw that weird stuff, and the Brazilian Wolverine. Ah, that's hilarious. Bunch of NPCs in Brazil. But you just got to look at what it is you want for yourself. And so I think ideal body image is a thing, but it's an unattainable thing, because again, you can get the flat stomach, you can get a certain level of muscular build, then you may most likely going to want bigger muscles, or you're going to want a more defined six-pack. Then it becomes an issue about the number on the scale or whatever it may be. You know, so maybe the fat acceptance crew is winning. It's like, man, fuck all that. I'm not signing up for that shit. I'm just going to eat fucking 13 pizzas a day and call it a life. And they're winning because they know that you can never attain the perfect, or in your mind what is perfect, because you'll always be tweaking yourself. So they just quit. No, that's loser mentality. But, you know, I think that those people sit here and go in reverse and go backwards. Those are strange people too, because again, we're talking about ideal body image. We're not saying what is the perfect physique. We're not talking about what is ultimately the best shape to be in, what is most healthy. We're talking about your personal body image, which your ideal body image. And some of them are going backwards, want to eat fucking, I'm going to eat 7 pancakes for breakfast. I'm going to have 3 Snickers bars. I want 2 omelets and a side of fucking Velveeta, not just a little bit, like the whole block of Velveeta. I know it's not real cheese. But my thing is, and again, like I said, Archie, about being extremely fit, is that you eat the same thing, same amount every day for years. And yeah, that's the thing about portion control, you know, eating appropriately. It's a discipline, and some people don't want to succumb to that discipline. Some people look at food as their friend, and that's a sad way to be, you know. Can food comfort you? Yeah, food is also a drug. And people, it's funny because the same people say, oh, you know, you shouldn't smoke weed, or you shouldn't do this and do that. And then they're fucking loaded down with a fucking pint of brewski, fucking smoking a cigarette and chowing down at the fucking nearest buffet. But they're okay in their own eyes. But they're fucking doing just as much damage, if not more so, damage to themselves than, you know, fucking, I won't say, I don't know. Who knows what hippies do? Really, what hippies do. But somebody who may smoke a little bit. And so some people don't have that discipline. Some people, especially here in America, they fall in love with the idea of food being your friend, food being a source of comfort, of food being, you know, the key to happiness, when it's none of these things, when food is not in your best interest to overly consume. If it's overconsumption of anything, will become a negative. I don't like eating so lucky. Well, that's odd. Yeah, and I think that's part of the thing too. I think you know, people validate it, because if you ever watch some of these things, you know what I always find funny though. Here's what I find funny, and I may not be into the, you know, the whole skinny chicks thing, but I mean, I'm a person about equality, about fairness. I talk about that quite often. I feel like, hey, if you feel like you can dish it, then you should be able to take it. And that's what you have, is a lot of people who play that victim role. They feel like it's okay to dish it because, you know, I'm in the minority here, or, you know, I'm the one with less opportunity, or it's, you know, the odds are against me, so I can talk shit about it, but you can't say anything because you have upper hand. I don't believe in that. You know, I don't think that makes any sense at all. And you see it from a racial conversation, whether if you feel, you know, white people have an upper hand, you know, shit, I feel like anybody can say whatever the fuck they want to. I prefer that, so you know exactly how other people feel. It could be a sexual conversation, and somebody who's gay may say, oh, well, straight people can't say that because, you know, it's just a, because I talked about it the other day, you know, watching the Big Mouth cartoon. And if you watch a lot of stuff that, you know, the gay culture is never really made fun of from the Hollywood perspective. You know, they'll make gay references and make gay innuendo, but never make a joke at the expense of someone gay. But everything else is okay. Racial fucking stereotypes is okay. Now they're kind of being more cautious with the whole women thing, but you can make fun of women versus men. You can talk about anything else, but as soon as you say something gay or something that's perceived as whatever phobic, you know, what people make up these days, then here come the fucking attack sheet. So I think that's crazy. But when it comes to the fat thing too, because, you know, it's always oh, look at this skinny bitch here, or this, skinny motherfucker here. It's okay for big people to say, I mean, because I've seen it, not even just on TV, I've seen it, personally in my own eyes. I've had some bigger family members say certain things, or you've been around people, oh, this skinny bitch, that skinny bitch. But now, and say it openly and publicly, like, with no second thought to it, like it's okay. But yet, if you turn the table and say, oh, this fat bitch here, oh, you're all of a sudden a bad guy. All of a sudden you're a bad woman, or you're a person. Like I said, that's why I say, I don't operate from an angle where, anybody has some particular advantage. I think everybody should be free to speak what they feel. And just because you're in a certain position in life shouldn't prevent you from being able to say exactly how you feel. And I think that gives people a better understanding of who you are. Mr. Slave and Living Wings to Gerbil. Did that? Yeah, it was kind of a thing. You said there's no gay jokes anymore. Yeah, like, now the NBA is, that was it. It was the fucking commercial. Hey man, saying gay's not funny, bro. That's not cool. But then the gays go and say gay. The gays call each other faggot. Stuff like that. Like that's the funny thing about it. Like you hear these things, or I've heard these things. The fucking Milo. What does he say? The Dangerous Faggot Tour. Nobody bats an eye. So it's like only certain segments of the population are allowed to say things. I'm just like, it is what it is, though. It's kind of a bit of a joke, but they say something about fat bitch. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's all of a sudden you're a bad person. You're attacking me. You're attacking my thyroid problems. You and your skinny friends are attacking my thyroids. But it's it is what it is, and so it's just a crazy thing that I find very peculiar, but it's life, I guess that's just the angle we see shit. But about the body image, but they have women who decide to go, well, not just women, but people who, and it's an American thing, I really do believe, like I believe they say, like, in the Mexican culture, and again, I'm labeling everybody Mexican, but I actually mean like the actual Mexicans, that being fat is a sign of wealth, especially in countries that are considered or believed to be impoverished, or whatever it may be, because you're not skinny and starving. I'm sure it's like that in other cultures as well. That the women are attracted to fat guys because it shows that they eat consistently, and so that they have the finances and funds to continue to procure food, and that they would be able to make sure that they eat also, and so I found that to be a strange finding, but if it's true, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I guess you got to do whatever you have to do to sustain yourself, but you have different people who like different things. But again, what I think is really American is that you have people who or women who make a career out of being gainers. This is a thing. This is like I don't know if you call it a fetish, but it's a thing. And motherfuckers will spend money on bitches just to see them get fucking fat. I mean, go from what you would say maybe smaller to average size women to becoming plus size fucking fat women to sit on the couch and fucking eat all day. Then, they didn't realize, oh, those fucking big bitches who could barely move on fucking Dr. Phil or whatever other talk show who said it was okay that you could be big and healthy lied to me. Those bitches were just lying about to themselves. And now I'm fucking out of here. I'm fucking 400 pounds. I can't move off the fucking couch. It's not sexy. Only a bunch of weirdos are attracted to me because they fetishize me, and then now my health is fucking falling out the bottom of the floor, because they sit there and they eat. Motherfuckers eating a day what most people might eat in a fucking week, and it's crazy. It's super fucking crazy. Dr. Phil wrote a weight loss book. That's crazy. Yeah, like I've seen some of that 600 pound, like that's crazy, man. That's ridiculous. Like your body's not supposed to your bones aren't supposed to handle that kind of pressure on a regular basis. I mean, that's just not right. Like I told y'all when I was up to fucking getting close to 300, and again, it was more spread out. Like most people couldn't even tell. You might have thought I was 250 at the time, maybe a little bit less. I'd just kind of inquire, and people would say, "Oh man, you look like you're about 245 or 230." You're like, "I'm fucking damn near 300 fucking pounds," and that's what it, I guess, being more spread evenly. And I felt fucking miserable. Like, That was the heaviest I ever was in my life. It was a horrible, horrible deal for me, you know. And so, again, immediately after that point, I ended up losing about, 70, 80 pounds or whatever. And somewhere in that vicinity. And felt way better. So that's why no one can sit here and tell me personally, just from that small experience. I can only imagine when it's hundreds of pounds, And again, this is not to insult anybody. This is more so if you're going to stay content in that mind frame, that's a bad look. But if you are trying to find a way out, if you are trying to work on doing better, then I encourage you. But if you're just going to stay content in the mind frame that, well, I'm fat, I've always been fat, or I've gotten fatter, and it is what it is, fuck it. That's just the worst way to be, because you see stories daily. I mean, it takes work. You have to fight against all those fucking cravings. But it's the ones that kill me to say, oh, man, I really don't even eat that much. And, fuck, again, you see what they eat on a daily, and it's crazy. What was that one? Because they were trying to promote her. What's the one that they were what they were trying to say? The fat dancing chick. I forgot what her fucking name was, but they try to promote her. See, this is you can be heavy and healthy and all this, and she wasn't fucking happy. She's fucking miserable. She danced for fucking 20 minutes a day and then ride around on the fucking scooter the rest of the day. You know what I mean? Like, the fucking shit is craziness, Robot. I never saw that thing. I saw the picture, but I didn't see exactly what it was all about. Healthy body image is a 164 Cherokee. That's how I visualize my body, my Cherokee heritage. But, my thing is, yes, 10 sharp. The friends were here, but I wasn't. But again, and the chick would sit there and just talk about how happy she is, but you can see, you can't fool people. You can't sit here and say, oh, I'm always so happy, I'm this, that, and the third, and then you realize the biggest problem that you're always complaining about or that you're always defending is, your size or your lifestyle or something like that. Because if honestly you weren't happy about it, if you didn't care, that wouldn't be the thing you talked about the most. That wouldn't be the thing that you primarily spoke about more than anything. Way, a disproportionate amount of conversations being about this thing that you're always so happy about. If you're happy about it, you'd let it go and keep pushing, man. 6'1", 185, you fucking fat ass. I'm joking. But yeah, I was that way. I was like, I probably was in the 185s, 195s for up until I damn near after my senior season of football. And then I realized after I started taking visits, I was like, damn, I'm like a fucking receiver compared to these fucking. There's no way I'm gonna fucking be a fucking end if I don't put some fucking weight on. Then I start fucking working out and eating right, and a majority of that was eating larger portions, eating more of a. I wouldn't necessarily say balance, it was just, I ate a diet conducive to gaining weight, and I did what I had to do, working out more, feeding the muscles more. But my thing is, right now, how much do I weigh? Shit, I'm probably back on the wrong end of the scale. I'd probably say about 245 right now. I'm not gonna say, because I've definitely been slacking. But the thing, even with the vegetarian thing, eating portion control has been shit. I've been eating a lot. It's been all vegetables and shit, and it's been a variety of meals, but just eat a fucking lot because I enjoy it. So that's my thing. So you spit on him? Is that what you're saying, Balin? You saying you spit on the motherfucker? That's the rondo you pull. Jay Dizzle, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, and that's ultimately what it is, though. But like I say, even now, it's like, don't buy anything in a box. The only thing that I think that in a bag that, the only thing that really buy in a bag is like beans and shit. I'll tell you one thing though, on this whole vegetarian thing. I don't know if I ever told y'all the story. I probably did, because I'll tell y'all some crazy story. One time in junior high, we were in the locker room waiting for the coach or whatever. And, you had to change into your little fucking PE outfits and all that little shit, the little fucking We used to have these little gray shirts with the little fucking number on it that matched the fucking little shorts with the fucking number on it, with the fucking blue shorts. And man, we were all getting ready, waiting for the coach. He was in his little office or whatever, and everybody had to sit on these little benches in the locker room so they could do roll call. And one day I let out the most potent, silent but deadly ever. And I was good for the most part. I mean, it was a room clearer, definitely. And you know where you are, because there was the coach's office. Like, say the coach's office was at the end right here. Then you have like 2 rows of benches. Then kind of in the back wall you have a row of benches like that goes this way. You know, just kind of a single row against those lockers. And it kind of went down a little bit. So, but usually everybody was kind of in that one area you could kind of see. And, you know, he who smelt it dealt it, all that good stuff. So I let one loose, man, just silent. And I just sat there. And I was good. I was good. Like, the creator of the fart was undetermined for the first 7 seconds. Because as it began to spread and permeate the air of the locker room, it got worse and worse and worse. And when I say that bitch cleared the whole fucking locker room. And the reason I got exposed was because watching motherfuckers run out and stumble over each other because it was so bad, I could not help but die laughing. I mean, tears in the eyes, dying laughing. Or it could have been the poison gas that I was inhaling that was killing me slowly. But it was hilarious. And when I say, you know, that was a very functified fart. The whole vegetarian thing puts those to shame probably on a fucking daily basis. Like, it's a whole different deal. Ckin poop. Yeah, it was bad, man. The marks was the motherfucking deal. Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's a much different reaction, but a much smoother process when you are purely on the vegetable. But here's my thing: like, I'm not expecting to be a vegetarian for life or anything like that. I think it's, you know, for a while, working on some things, just seeing, you know, how I can work that out. But it's not about the animals. Fuck the animals. I punch Scotty every day. But my thing is this: I'm afraid of becoming one of those people one day when I fucking go back and say, all right, it's time to fucking get back on a regular diet, you know. Time to kill some animals and eat them. Time to shake that bear, you know. I don't want to be like disgusted over biting into a burger and tasting that fleshy taste again. That's my biggest concern. 'Cause it's been a little over a month or so now. And you know, I think that's one of the things that concerns me. The crop dusters. Oh man, my mom used to kill me when I was young, because like, say it would be something on the aisle, on another aisle she needed me to go grab for her, and she like go find a spot on the aisle all by herself. Even as I was older, sometimes I'd go take her to the store or whatever and go do that. She'd be like, don't come over here. I pooed it. And I'm like, oh shit. And it would be funny because sometimes, you know, when she leave it, you just see somebody come fucking walk into that shit. And oh man, that shit would be fucking hilarious. Crop dusting is a thing. You just watch people from a distance, see how they react. And like, something, this motherfucking stove stink. This fucking food, right? This fucking box is expired. Motherfuckers, then they be just sitting in the shit, don't know what the fuck be going on. He said he felt superior to them. Yeah, they trust me when I say, because at first they were blaming everybody, and unfortunately they were blaming probably the most unathletic kids first. And like I say, as people were pointing the blame and people started covering their face with shirt and just started running up out that motherfucker, like everybody, the coach ain't know what the fuck was going on. Everybody was in the fucking gym on the basketball court. I'm in the fucking the fucking thing just dying. I'm talking about just tears in my eyes. That was my workout for the day. Like, stomach hurting, just, it was hilarious. That shit was extremely funny. So when you bite into a medium cooked burger, it's more ready to see the blood. Yeah, let's have this conversation, okay? I got cooking shamed. All right, shamed because I think this shit is so fucking stupid. Meat shamed, if you will, on how I wanted some food prepared. I hate when they people so that they'll find like a fucking scene, like one fucking little still of a coach making a face, and they're shook or they don't know what's like. This fucking shit is dumb. But you know, you got rare, you got fucking dead. You don't even fucking cook it. I'm eat this bitch bloody rare. You got medium well, medium rare, you know, medium whatever I guess, well done. Look, I'm gonna fuck what y'all talking about. Okay? And kiss my ass, take my Texas card, whatever the fuck you want to. Because I think this is a race-based issue. This is a racial issue. This is the real racial problem that we're having in this country. Is the racism behind food preparation. Okay? And I was at a restaurant and I'd ordered steak, and I believe I told him I wanted it well done. I don't want no fucking blood on my food. Like, if that's the place, I'll just go eat some roadkill or some shit. And people next to me, they tried to take my Texan card. I was young, and I was like, I can't be seen as this. And they're like, so I ended up getting it like I think medium well or something like that. And I like my shit cooked. I don't want no fucking, again, I ain't trying to cut my shit and this shit start leaking like it's on a fucking period and shit. Like, no red wings, no red tings. So, yeah, they were just like, I can't believe you're ruining the steak and you're doing all this other stuff. And it just, I'm like, you know what? Fine. I'll try it for the first time. I'll see what all the fucking hype was about it. And here's the thing. It wasn't bad, but honestly, it was okay. I didn't care for it that much. You know what I'm saying? Like chicken, yeah, I will happily eat the chicken. Predisposed, but I'm just like, man, I'm not big on it. I got a friend. He's excellent on the barbecue pit. He prefers his shit done medium well, medium rare, medium well, whatever the fuck it is. I'm like, yeah, you leave mine on there just a little while longer, and I will prepare that. You know what I'm saying? I will enjoy the way that you prepare that. Again, like I say, good, excellent on the pit. You know what I mean? But I don't want no fucking bloody burgers. But what I've started to notice is, and maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like the darker the skin, the darker they want the meat cooked. I'm just saying. So that's just what I've done in my extensive studies. It seems like shark rubber. That's what I've seen. That seems to be the lines. The what's the fucking word? Can't even think of it right now. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I think jerky. Jerky's good. Turkey jerky, if you will. But again, well done, harder to eat than Popeye's chicken biscuit. No, absolutely not. No way. But my thing is rare, medium well, well done. You know what pissed me off at my school is you were taking a shit and someone walks in, hey, yo, somebody in here taking a shit. All right, man, up. That's a bit old man. I'm safe and hit the gym. I didn't even catch that. My fault. Man, super funny thing. It's funny that you say that that your farts never smell as bad as others do to you. I think when you already know what you've been eating, you can smell it. You have a smell identifier. And the other thing being that, I don't know, I think there's a fart bias, a natural fart bias. Because I had a cousin, one of the ones I don't really fuck with too much, or don't fuck with anymore anyway. And this motherfucker used to fucking fart, and it would be awful stuff. But he would fart and would swear up and down that his fart smelled like movie theater popcorn. I'm like, no, this smells like Golden Corral trash cans. It's fucking awful shit. But he would swear up and down because if something stunk and it smelled really bad, it was him. There's no way he could have farted. But I'm like, you know when gas comes out your ass, so you did fucking fart. Next time the guy comes to compliment you here, that's how you keep around them. But I don't know, they might actually like that type of stuff. I mean, hey, I'm just saying. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. Dominic, that's very strange. Very strange. It's like if black people don't like anything exotic, they don't try new things like hiking, camping, swimming, legit. I went to Tahoe, 0 black people. Well, I'm sure there's a little bit of a history behind some of that. You don't want to be the first black person to do any of those things. I think there's some risks that come along with being a trendsetter. And I'm sure that there are some that go. They're just, the numbers are quite slim. And it's not going to be that many. You know, you don't want to be the only black guy that went hiking. Then when your crew comes back and they say, hey, whatever happened to the black guy that went? What black guy? There was no black guy who went with us. And you're in the fucking woods getting eaten by a family of bears or wolverines or whatever other wild animals are indigenous to the woods in whatever part of the country you go. Well, roses really smell like boo-boo. But yeah, that was a thing. That is a thing. It's not about being more resistant outside. Don't mean you want to go the fuck outside. Don't mean you want to go do weird shit and play with wild animals and pet them and shit. Like, oh yes, this fucking snake here is my friend. I don't know why my fucking foot's swollen and rotten and falling off. The snake just bit me a little bit. So again, and then you got to find other more welcoming people, because then, you know, last time blacks were really hanging out in the woods, a lot of people in their fancy robes were generally around. So I don't think that, you know, you don't want to be the only black guy going hiking in the woods and all that other stuff. Matter of fact, I did see something. There's a guy, they called him the real Tarzan. And I guess he used to have dreads and stuff too. They call him the real Tarzan. He's a black dude, fucks with animals and shit like that. I don't know where was the science come. I don't know where the science of the dominant comes from. When you before you clock out, Dominic, you need to have your brain donated to science so they can figure out what's going on in there. But name the real Tarzan, and this guy's a real animal lover. Motherfuckers always fucking with tigers and lions. You ever wrestling with bears and wearing snakes for hats and playing with fucking king cobras and shit like that. He's all over the world fucking with all kind of animals. Like he's hanging out with Dan Bilzerian and Joe Rogan and doing all these guys that, you know, doing fucking animal lover shit. Weird fucking crocodile hunter type shit. If there was like a black crocodile hunter, he might be it, but I don't think he just hunts the animals. But I don't know who the fuck Coyote Peterson is. Like, the best you're gonna get from me is Steve Irwin and Bear Grylls. I don't even think Bear Grylls fucks with animals like that. And I heard he was staged. I mean, of course, one thing. Here's the thing too about Bear Grylls, because I'm getting way off topic now. Like, how did the fuck did the cameraman always be where he was supposed to be at, but it was always so dangerous to get wherever the fuck he was supposed to go? Like, oh, let me go set this camera up here. All right, okay, guys, I'm finna jump across this fucking river. It's the most dangerous shit you've ever seen. You guys just wait right here. Just wait across on that end. It'll be all good. But, and this is what I say about, you know, when I talk often about stereotypes, and somehow sometimes, you know, we as black people can do our own. Well, not you guys as black people, me and my people as black people. You guys aren't included, but I still love y'all. But we can just do the most off the wall shit to ourselves because we have these expectations of all of us to think the same, act the same, operate the same, and that's where the problem lies. Because I was on the Twitters, and on the Twitter, some chick decided to call, I don't know who the fuck Brother Nature is, but it was a thing talking about, oh, this dude right here, man, you the next one up, you the next Brother Nature. And then like 3 hours later, she fucking hates him because he took a picture with like 3 or 4 white girls, you know, with his shirt off. Oh, fuck this dude, you know, all this other shit. So it's just like, I think that kind of your fault for, again, throwing somebody on the pedestal, just here you go, heaving them up there before finding out what they were really about, because they don't meet or compliment your expectations, you know. And that's the thing. That's why I say, you know, you got to stop thinking that somebody automatically believes the way you do. And I got to stop that too, because again, I've been working on the whole judgmental thing, but you know, Stingray was like, psych, you thought. Whole ass Stingray. You can't ever trust a fucking Stingray. Don't go in a Stingray hood. They always trying to get you. Coyote Peach got a big channel though. He's one of his. Oh, that's that dude, the weird dude who's always fucking with the fucking animals. He's like, I'm gonna see if I can survive getting stung by this fucking super poisonous crazy ant, and it's gonna bite my fucking finger off. You talking about that guy? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you said the Mexican dude with the deers, this Brother Nature, they expose him with old tweets. And everybody gets exposed with those. I don't give a fuck about nobody old ass tweets, man. Like, because you know what's going to happen. One day, I'm going to get exposed by old tweets. I'm going to say, man, Honcho said some pretty racist shit there. But it's going to be like, it's not going to be toward white. It's going to be people like who expect me to think a certain way. It's going to be other black people. He's a fucking sellout. He didn't agree with us that Kanye was completely fucking nuts. He thought the Trump meeting was okay. And so people are going to try to use that as a thing. And you know what? Fuck them people. You can't get exposed for being you. Like, I don't believe in apologizing for old shit. Like, if a person is not observant enough to see that you've made progress and made changes and you've, you know, grown, like, I leave a lot of old shit up that just to show, you know, development and progress. And I go back and look, man, that was crazy. I was thinking like this way back when. Wow. Like, I could look at shit when I was maybe more of a religious mind frame, even though I was doing more dirt than a little bit. I look at shit when, you know, things in my life were in a better manner, you know, in a better way. And I was like, okay, you know, damn, that's the way I was thinking back then. I use that shit as a point of reference. And so what people will do is feel like it's their place to scan his history. Let's get them. And I'll be like, man, who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck about that, man. That's the guy. So what did fucking Brother Nature say? Brother Nature was the one talking about the deer was the blood or whatever. He had had like a fucking red flag on her, and fucking, he was saying some crazy shit. So you said Bully was okay. Nah, I'm not gonna get exposed finding a job, because things that we were going to build. I'm going to build the Honcho network, and it's going to be a bunch of people who only think the way I think, so I can start converting the minds of the youth, and then I'll start an army of young Honcho-minded men who will be disrespectful, sexist, misogynistic, but kind and loving in the same way. You know, Kenneth won't be able to join because he's a simp. But oh, he said some Hitler shit. Yeah. He was saying white power, Hitler, fuck Coons, his old tweets. Well, there it is. You know, again, somebody influenced him to think that way. And again, you know, if you lie to your allegiance to another motherfucker, that's your own problem. That's my thing right there. Like, I don't get, hell, Hitler. Okay, worship somebody else's ideology all you want to, man, but that's on you. I think those are people with deeper issues. Coons, you know, again, double standard, because you got motherfuckers, any nigga that think independently, think on his own, you know, not with the group think or not lining up with the herd is automatically a coon, but it depends on the color of your skin to say it. Now, I say all these things saying that the probability of you saying some shit like this in my face and thinking it's gonna be kosher is slim. It's more likely you probably catch a backhand, but again, it's always easier to say stuff when you have, you know, a distance around you. But for a motherfucker, because I think that type of ask, it wouldn't even be so much about the word, it'd be the intent behind it. Like, if you just think you're gonna disrespect me for whatever reason, and it would most likely not end up well for whomever thinks that that kind of behavior is okay to engage in, because again, it's the intent, not necessarily the words. And for the most part, you know, like I said, I let people talk. It's when I feel like you actually become a threat, because if you're just a fucking weak ass, like a lot of the fucking, like the McGregor fans they would interview before the Mayweather fight, be like a bunch of little skinny ass dudes who've never got an altercation in their life, and they're just using McGregor to live vicariously through, and they make all the excuses up when he takes, you know, L's or whatever. Like those types. Now, if I feel like, okay, this motherfucker's sizable, of equal height, larger, you know, sizable enough to pose a legitimate threat. Okay, well, we're going to implement some of these Honcho mind-altering techniques, and we're going to go from that point forth. Oh, Jaybird still bad? Oh, man, I told you I picked one of Jaybird. You got too many damn Jaybird names. And so I said you get one or the other, because I know there's a Jaybird Flacco and a Jaybird Watson. So whichever one you pick, and you get one of them. The other one stays banned. So figure out which one you want. Did Justice show up to the sauce? Probably not, man. You know, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of that is stupid. Like the little Asian dude that they arrested recently in Texas, maybe about a couple of months back, because I think he was posting like some KKK shit, or he was trying to be like a neo-Nazi or something, but he had Confederate flags and all that shit hanging all his room. You see that. I won't say a lot with Asians, but I've seen a lot of those types of Asians popping up recently. Like, you know, like I'll never tell a motherfucker, man, fuck African heritage and fuck all that shit. I mean, be familiar with it, understand it, but at the same time, because I think that there are certain aspects of that are important to your diet. You know, just knowing where you come from is important, knowing your history is important, but at the same time, thinking that you can live as those people lived and feel like you should see the same level of success as people who have adopted a different mind frame that is more conducive to living in this country, that's more conducive to seeing success and thriving in a business environment, not as the same as fucking trading a basket of fruits for a small baby calf or some shit. You know, that shit ain't gonna work. You know, I mean, there's just things that ain't gonna happen, and you have to understand that. You know, certain ways did not equal longevity, because what you have is that's why certain cultures got wiped out, because of certain beliefs. I mean, it just is what it is. Some cultures may not have been as violent. Some motherfuckers didn't give a fuck, and that's why people get wiped out. But it is what it is. My thing is just that you have to know what's best for you. Be aware of your history, but don't be hindered by your history. That's why I say when we talk about slavery and things like that, you know, it's cool to know about it. It's important to know about. But at the same time, you are not a fucking slave. So when you spend so much time being worried about shit like that, you're hindering yourself. You're hindering your current existence, you know, being overly concerned with someone's past existence. Like it kills me when people, you know, man, my great-great-grandma was a slave. Half you motherfuckers didn't know your great-great-grandma. The ones that did, you know, cool if your family was alive. Y'all was probably popping them out young than a motherfucker. But, you know, that was their experience, not yours. And you getting mad because of some stories you heard or because it was someone related to you, that doesn't make sense to me, because you got half these motherfuckers talking about great-great-grandma was a slave, and then you don't even like your own brother and sister be mad at your mama and all this other shit, you know. Like, don't fuck with your own kind of current people, but you want to have these connections and these ties to people way back when. And so I find that stuff baffling a lot of the time, you know. So it is what it is. Let's see. Watson unbanned. We'll see what's up. We'll see. I'll unban him after the stream, so he'll be accessible tomorrow. He'll get bailed out at midnight tonight. Do him like when you gotta fucking be in Harris County. You fucking let your ass go in the middle of the fucking night. One time I got liquor, it was like fucking 2 in the morning. It was like right around that time where the season for fucking change is going from tolerable to extremely cold. I ain't had no fucking jacket. I think I got arrested in some shorts and shit, and I got that bitch. It was cold as fuck. Didn't have my fucking phone on me. Didn't have no fucking numbers. Like it was a whole ordeal. Like I don't even know how I fucking. Yeah, I do. Anyway, so chicken lo mein is totally not yours. It's all good. I'll just go ahead and ban it before it ever shows up. So there's that. You know, you only have 3. See, that's what I think. Yeah, you've been spending too much time with the chicken and not enough time with the people, and that's the problem. I'm gonna be honest. That chicken got caught up in thug life. He was hanging with some bad chickens. They led him to a tough neighborhood, and I'm gonna be honest. You know, he was a gangbanger. It was a gangbanging chicken. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, definitely chicken racism. That chicken. See that the white chicken wanted some of that chicken BBC, big brown chicken, and then so he ran off for the chicken ding-a-ling. So here's the deal about winning the game because you Deshaun Watson. If you think that was the winning bail, and here's my deal. I'm not even going to go into that's another conversation for the sauce tomorrow. Again, we'll have a rational recap tomorrow, but we'll talk about all of that. Yeah, it definitely got caught by the chupacabra, So chicken got a fucking slingshot and a fucking I don't know. They're fucking chickens out there whoring for the rooster fighting circuit. She's out in them streets. She's a groupie, going to all the livest rooster events around the world. Just like women who fuck. That's what I don't understand. Like how groupies. Like how do you make a living as a groupie? Like I think like groupies have to only be living loud. I don't know. Some women are professional groupies. All right. I don't think it works that way for men. Like I don't think you can be a professional groupie because it's so much more difficult to just like, I don't think you could just hop from celebrity hoe to celebrity hoe, but you see these bitches always popping. You seen the bitch pop up talking about Kaepernick made me pay for my own flights to have sex. Like, so you basically said you're a prostitute because he's got to do all this other shit. So if you were mutually interested, what does it matter that you spent your own money to go see him? Because obviously you're trying to get some fame off the whole situation. You see the face of Nike and all that other stuff now. So there's definitely some fame to be had. Kaepernick, MLK out there whoring it up. But, I don't care about that. Like, I'm not knocking him for that shit. If the hoes gonna throw it at you, fucking catch it. But don't catch it. Don't catch the gangster, If you gonna wild out, wrap it up. Make sure you use plenty of plan B. But, Reed versus Jenkins. I don't know. I didn't actually see what it was all about. I just seen him say somebody's a sellout. Reed, like, fuck it. I don't want to be back in the NFL much longer. Said he was a sellout, but and that's what I'm saying. In the Reed versus Jenkins fight, now, if I'm not mistaken, Malcolm Jenkins, he did a lot. He was talking about some of these movements, and I guess, because some people are with Black Lives Matter. They think it's a thing. They haven't really looked into the details of what it's all about, so they'll still say Black Lives Matter because the phrasing sounds good and well-meaning, and I agree with the phrasing. Yes, Black lives do matter. But the group itself, not so much. I can't stand it, and that's what I lump it with, like the under the association of that group, man, fuck that, because the Black Lives Matter group don't give a fuck about black lives. The fucking, who was that dude, that D-Ray dude, fucking reaching ass cupcake, want to talk about, they gave the Planet of the Apes monkey on one of the things, he had a blue jacket like mine that I'm known for wearing, and so that monkey's racist because it's a representative of, they're trying to say black people. No, they're trying to say you're a fucking monkey, if that was the case, because I don't associate myself with you. And a lot of people have been coming out exposing him, because he's making a killing. He just wrote a book, and he's making a whole bunch of money because, again, when you're ignorant to shit and you just think, oh, all these other people are rooting for me, they're really just winning off your fucking ass, because he had done nothing. They exposed him for not being on the streets when he was in Ferguson, talking about he was actually out there doing all this other shit. And it was people, they were fucking talking about, this motherfucker's a fraud. Like, I've been doing this shit since day one, and, he wasn't doing the things he said he was doing. But it has nothing to do with Malcolm and Reed, I don't know. Maybe they are fighting over D. Ray McKinnison. Maybe they are the suspect guys. Like, who knows? But anyway, these guys both have been outspoken about the issues in what's going on in the NFL. You know, I think they both were kneeling at one point. They both had issues, and so again, I don't know if this is what the fight is about. I don't know what the details of anything are. I have no idea. But this is the problem with so many black movements, is even the social media movements, all this other stuff. There is so much divisiveness. That's what I noticed when, I told you, hey, there was a phase where I was with the pro-black shit, and I'm just looking at all these supposed pro-black leaders, from ex-pimping Tariq Nasheed or ex-Game or whatever he is, rapping, pimping, and everything else he's done, to some of the more intellectual ones. And then, to just the different forms and angles that they come with that. It's almost like religion. Well, there's just this one thing, I agree with you on everything else, but there's just this one aspect of what you're saying. It doesn't benefit me more than if I changed it to this type of belief. So and then so you have all this infighting, and that's why these groups as a whole don't make progress, and the ones that are making progress are saying, I'm not fucking with you niggas. This is what's making sense. It's an economic deal, and let's make economic moves instead of emotional moves, and watch how you can come up. But instead, motherfuckers want to fight over technicalities and words and all that other dumb shit, while the real motherfuckers who are making moves, feeding their families, and able to take care and put on and create business and everything else, they're not worried about the dumb shit. They're not worried about how they feel emotionally. And that's why I say, man, a lot of this shit, the way I operate, a lot of shit, I laugh at it, because there's no emotions in this for me. Again, like I say, I've been to the highs and the lows, you know what I mean, and everything in between. And reacting emotionally to shit is the worst thing that you can fucking do, man. Find out what's really good, look at every fucking angle that you possibly can, and don't react. Don't react. Respond. You know what I mean? And there's a difference. Reacting is emotional, and it's just off the cuff. It's not planned. Responding is a clear, concise message with an understanding of where you're coming from. A reaction is just, it just is what it is. And then you have too many black people reacting to shit, not thinking, not planning, not understanding how their message is being conveyed, none of that shit. And then you got other motherfuckers reacting to their reactions, and it's just a chain reaction. Did you see what I did there? And so none of it makes sense. I think I deleted that Reacts channel or whatever. They might still be there, because I was trying to do some shit. Like I said, I was trying to switch up the I hate fucking Gmail and shit, because I was trying to switch up the email that I had connected with my Soft Sports account, and I have an actual private email account that's not via Gmail or anything like that. And so I was trying to connect my YouTube to that, because I don't really like fucking Gmail, because it's cool, it's convenient, but you can't sit there and tell me they're not reading your emails, they're not scanning all your emails when they put all your shit in the fucking different boxes. Oh, here's your promotional shit, here's your your main inbox, here's your other shit here. We separated all this shit for, you're not scanning my emails when every ad that you have attached to it is based on the wording in my emails that I'm receiving, and so you're advertising me via that way. And so you can't have a fucking Google account without a fucking Gmail account attached to it, because I had one. I was testing something with the Den before I did it with the Sauce, because there's main accounts and there's brand accounts, because what I wanted to do was separate the Den account from the Soft Sports account, just in case one day people go out all outrageous and some feminists come and attack the Den or whatever. Things happen. So I wanted those accounts separate, because I didn't want to have it all on one email and get everything lopped off at once. So I was trying to do it with my actual private email account that didn't require, that wasn't through Gmail, and then they still try to force you to attach it to some other shit, and you can't make certain changes without it being a Gmail account. They force you into these things, and that That bugs me. So it is what it is. My sister dog needs to cut like Scotty. Do it. Make it happen. But so I was trying to delete some of those accounts and so I can switch some stuff over, but I don't know if I left those up or not, because those things haven't had shit put on them in years, and I'm not gonna fucking fuck with that shit, because I don't even know why I started the fucking React thing, because React channels fucking suck. Because my thing is, the more I started realizing and getting more and more into the YouTube thing, just it's not about trying to stack up a shit ton of subscribers. It's not necessarily about attention and all that shit. With me, you know, I've always been popular. That's not a thing. You know, if I want to be known, I'm going to be known. Generally, one of the most noticeable people in any room I go into. So it's not about attention. It's not about trying to have, you know, everybody in the world hear me speak. That's not the issue. There's so many other ways you could go about doing that. But it's about building something authentic, in my opinion. Because again, like I say, you see a lot of these people, it's you bring on, you put on a viral video and thousands and thousands of people start subscribing to you, but they don't even know what you're really about. You know, they see a persona that you put on or whatever that you create for the camera, and they fall in love with that. But then the moment you say some shit or do some shit that they don't like, you know, it becomes a controversy. It becomes an issue. Oh, I would have never thought this or thought that. Well, you didn't think at all, you know. And so to me, it's not about, oh, I just want to have amazing numbers. It's not about having 1,000 people watching me at any time or none of that type of shit. Like, if it's 1,000 authentic people who fuck with me and fucking with what I do, then that's a thing. But if it's just to say the fact that, hey, look at it, there's 1,000 people looking at me, I could go fucking run down any fucking street in Houston and do some old stupid ass shit during fucking high traffic times, and you can get all that fucking attention. It's not about that. Like, it's about the build, man. You just described Taylor Swift's career. Yeah, pretty much now all the people are mad. But you know, I don't care about any of that shit. Like, it's not about, you know, I don't want motherfuckers to fuck me, oh, you know, just because it's a black dude. I don't want you to fuck with me just because, you know, this, that, or third. I want you to fuck with me because you dig what I'm saying, you like what I'm talking about, or you enjoy the conversation, even if you don't agree, you know, but that you have an understanding of where I'm coming from and you cool with that. Not just because, you know, oh, he did something funny and made you laugh. Because I had thought about doing some sketches and shit, because I always jot down little sketchy, little funny ass ideas that I think would be very humorous. But I just got to think about how I'd like to handle that. How maybe that would be something, a sub segment of something else, you know, because there's always way more to this. But, you know, like I said, I'm just still kind of figuring things out, because again, it's not about just building and blowing up, but it's about how you build these things. And ultimately that's my concern, more so than just doing something for the sake of having the numbers. You know, it is what it is. You know, when the world exploded, yeah. So yeah, that is what it is. Yeah, go vote Democrat. Fuck you, bitch. That's basically what happened there. Then Kanye says, hey, maybe we could look Republican. Kanye's my new god. And then the other side is, fuck Kanye, he's a fucking coon. Goddamn moon cricket. And that's the liberals. Tolerance and injustice for everybody, as long as they agree with you, right? And then, you know, it's like I say, it's just people just flip the script. If you feel one way about one thing, as soon as a person opens their mouth, I mean, that shit can just, it just reverse the polls. I mean, it turns the people who hate you, they love you. And the people who love you, they hate you. And that's why I say, man, is even with all the attention or whatever that you're seeking, you got to stay mentally grounded. Like, you know, I think it's cool, but I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't ever feel like, you know, there's always, people always have their own reasons for fucking with you. But as soon as you change up, do something different, have growth, those people will turn on you quickly. So, one last point I'm gonna make, and then we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. I owe y'all a mixer, and we'll find something to fuck with here. Man, fucking Red Dead, a couple of days away. Yeah, I beat Germany, Heidi. So you missed it. I fucking I beat Germany, took them down, but then I died in the end. I Beef's cricket. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, the GMT, that's a test, man. I'm telling you, that's a test for what they're about to start bringing on. You know, they're going to start. I'm pretty sure they got so many complaints about that shit from motherfuckers. They're like, oh, it's not time yet. We're not as the wave hasn't washed ashore yet. We need a little bit more. Let's see. Blacks kill more blacks and whites kill black. Yeah, let's see what you said. There's two parts to your statement right there. Okay, blacks kill more blacks than whites kill blacks. That can be a true statement. But that has no correlation to the fact that you are a racist. So there's that. That's all I would say with that. So you may be making a true statement, but that has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you are a racist. To do a talent show stream, what the fuck kind of shit is that? So, you know, it is what it is. To do animated stories on the Den. Yeah, y'all ain't drawing no goddamn cartoons for y'all. Let's see. But here's the deal. So what I am thinking about, though, because I've been talking about, you know, ultimately what I want the Den to become. What do I want? What is the goal for this? You know, like I say, you know, I want it to end positively. You know, like that old couple said, you never go to bed. We never go to bed mad at each other, and that's why our relationship has lasted so long. I want to figure out what the goal of this is, and so I'm trying to think about things that I can do to bring positivity to the Den, and or growth to the Den. So what I'm thinking about is, like I said, I just bought another copy of Think and Grow Rich. I'm gonna go buy another book. It's another book I want to grab probably tomorrow, because I'm gonna do something different with Think and Grow Rich. I just need to refresh. It's been a few years since I read it, but I wanted to have a personal copy. I got the one that looks like a Bible. That's cool. People at the fucking game thought I was reading the Bible. They probably look at him. He's a conservative Christian gentleman. He's the definition of the South. Wrong, bitch. I'm trying to make my mind greedy. No, I'm joking. But I'm joking, but I'm serious. But what I want to start doing pretty soon here, because as the end of the month is going to be coming up in a week or so, I'm thinking starting maybe the beginning of November, so I'm giving you guys a heads up, is doing like I don't know if I want to say book of the month or book of the week type deal, but I'm thinking book of the month. That way, you know, you have just a little bit of time throughout your day. Maybe like find a book that we can read like a chapter a day out of, something like that. And kind of towards the end of each Den, you know, having a brief discussion about that day's chapter or something like that. And so, yeah, we ain't gonna read stupid shit like, oh, we're gonna read a bunch of fucking woman power books. Let's empower the ladies. We're gonna read books that are actually gonna benefit your fucking life, not read a bunch of stupid shit that you 10 cent beer night. I ain't fucking encouraging you motherfuckers to have alcohol. So well, damn. Get 10K and it was getting, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, here's all the work that I put on here, Dominic. You get to come to the Den and tell people racist chicken jokes. But things that I think would be of benefit. So not just necessarily a bunch of overly fluffy ass self-help books, because a lot of them are like that. You know, all you got to do is just believe. Now you got to put some work in behind the belief. Like, it don't just work like that. It's a lot of people believed in a lot of weird shit, and that shit ain't fucking come true. But you got to think about, you know, goals in life, and I talk about a lot of things, especially with some of the youth here, and I think that some of the others could use a refresher on certain things. It could be introduced to certain things because you can never stop learning. You can always learn how to be a better person. And so probably starting in November and maybe a couple of days before that, I'm going to start, I found a book that I think everybody should get a hold of. I'll give y'all a couple of days notice. And it won't be anything too much. Again, books are fucking cheaper than a goddamn meal from McDonald's. And like I say, have a real discussion, maybe, if not, at the end of every day, but maybe like once a week, just kind of a brief recap, have a discussion, and like at the end of the month, kind of go over the whole thing. So it'll be like one Den episode dedicated to, what's been read, just kind of having like some type of book club type deal. So there's that. You said bigger forehead, Honcho or Peyton? I'm gonna say Peyton. I'll say eventually. I probably had the same thing going since I was like 18, and I know why. There's a whole story behind that. But I got the bigger Johnson, so there's that. Fuck Peyton and his fucking commercials, hanging balls on people's head and shit. But because, like I say, here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. Some of you guys, some of you youth, you need guidance, and especially. And then I think with some of the older crowd in the Den, if they participate, I think that it'll be interesting to see what they do. And again, it's good to have a refresher. But a lot of y'all, hopefully y'all are better than what you are online in school. And usually that's how it works. Usually y'all are probably like the shy kid that sits in the corner. One day my day's gonna come. Me and all my chickens are gonna get you bitches. But I was working on an ebook, and I fucking had deleted all my fucking shit, and it was not smart. And so I've kind of been reworking on it. I've been doing it by hand, and then I'm going to edit, and then type, because I think I just do stuff better by hand. Like, I don't know why. I guess I'm old school like that. Like, typing is cool, all other stuff is cool, but it's just a better feel creating things in the physical, And I don't know. I'd rather write stuff. I think I'm just better with writing things actually. I think better that way. So, but I will have a book, and I think that it will definitely benefit. It'll benefit a lot of you. Not just the youth, but I think everybody. So I'm gonna write a book for some of you Den simps. I wrote a book. I'm writing a story. Yeah. I ain't tell you nothing. Look, I'm gonna say, look, I told that motherfucker he was out there doing God knows what with those chickens, and I wanted no parts of that. Yeah, that's definitely Jaybird. Have y'all ever watched Big Mouth the cartoon? Have y'all ever watched Big Mouth the cartoon? Sometimes I think Jaybird is like Coach Steve. If y'all have never watched it, just look it up. You only need to see a small clip of Coach Steve, and yeah, that shit is hilarious. I'm already ready for the next season. But I imagine Jaybird being Coach Steve. And that's just kind of where I see that. If not Coach Steve, quite possibly Coach Steve's hormone monster, the one who retired. So there's that. But a funny thing, before we get out of here, there's a little one. She got some kids on her fucking soccer team. I think I tweeted that shit the other day. Dog, I swear, the first time I noticed it looked just like fucking Nick and Andrew. The glasses, the tall, awkward, everything looks just like fucking Andrew. The Nick with the big head and short fucking little body looks just like the fucking cartoon character. Has a little square head too. It's Nick and Andrew, and then so we're watching play, and then there's a Jay on the team. And Jay, well, we're not even gonna get into Jay. I'm not like Jay Bird, Jay the cartoon character. And I'm dying because I start rooting for the motherfuckers, but I don't know their fucking names. I don't give a shit. And I'm rooting for the motherfuckers, and I'm talking about go Nick, go Andrew, and really fucking cheering these kids on by their fucking cartoon doppelgangers. So that's probably not good, because I'm sure their parents are like, who the fuck is this guy rooting for? He's fucking on the drugs. He's over there reading that Bible and he's on the drugs. Get this guy out of here. Say Nick Mouse is trash. He's like, for as a black man. I think you deliberately do that. And what are you talking about? The kid nobody has a black man's voice on there. Not even the black kid has a fucking black man. Oh man, yeah, their coach definitely ain't Coach Steve. If they had a Coach Steve, I'd definitely say that she needs to get off that team immediately. Immediately. If you say that Scotty looks skinny, you on that dope. You eating dog food, because Scotty's a fat ass fucking dog. But here's the deal. Like I said, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna hop on the little mixer action for a little while, because I owe y'all that I didn't get no kind of streaming yesterday, thanks to some kind of stupid fucking outage. By the time it actually did come back, it was about the time I would have been doing the mixer. So there's that. Oh man, had sex on a lady. That's funny. No peener. But with that being said, man, yeah, we'll see Brock Osweiler next, so that's going to be very interesting. But here's the deal, man. You would think so. You would think so, but no. You would fucking think so, and that's what blows my mind. Is just like, how in the fuck? And because you can check the fucking the website, and it'll tell you if there's an outage in your area. You put up your account, it'll tell you where it was, and there was an outage all around the area, and they said it was supposed to be fixed by like 7 o'clock, and the cable came back on. Cable came back on quick. Like, the cable was fine, so like that wasn't a fucking issue. Like, watch the game and shit, but it's like the fucking internet wasn't fucking working. And and then I went through the whole routine, even after they said it was supposed to be done, the whole reset and unplug and redo and do all that, and that shit didn't fucking. It was just, it gets very fucking frustrating. And I actually hadn't had a problem. It's probably like the longest streak I hadn't had a problem with it. And over like a month or so, everything had been fucking cool. The goat is coming. All right, but here's the deal. Here is the deal. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all shortly here in the mixer in about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to gather my pistachios and get into the mixer action. Nothing wrong with big women on ride. We love the BBWs in the den. BBWs are... There's a thin line between BBW and Fab, but get all you can grab. But here's the deal, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I'll catch y'all in the mixer here for a little bit. We'll talk some more shit. And that's the bet, man. Hey, man, again, talk about body image. Y'all want to get right, man. Y'all need to fuck with my boy TaylorMade 360, because he is changing the game right now. And some of you little young unathletic motherfuckers who be talking about y'all on the team, this, that, and the third, look, you need to take y'all shit to the next level. Tell your mama to give you some allowance and invest in yourself, instead of fucking with Fortnite V-Bucks and bullshit. Go invest in yourself, become better, get better. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. But I appreciate y'all. We're going to slide out of here. We'll be back tomorrow, so I guess the schedule's pushed back a little bit. So tomorrow we're going to have a little bit lighter topic. We're just going to talk about the best TV moms, because I'm just pushing everything back a day since we didn't do it yesterday. We did the best TV dads, and I think the best TV dads probably be better than the best TV moms category, but there's a few of them we can discuss. Claire Huxtable definitely in the mix. The original Aunt Via from Fresh Prince definitely in the mix. Peggy Bundy, she was a trash TV mom, but she's definitely in the mix. But we're going to talk about all that good shit. So, man, here's the deal. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Look, y'all ain't gots to go home. I'm inviting y'all to come talk some shit with your boy on the mixer. But y'all definitely gots to get the fuck up out of here. And with that being said, man, I'm out. Until my Yana Shack Kush, what's the motherfucker do? Marge's mama, oh man, we go get on it. That's a good one. Let's close this dope real quick.